a small town might have something that you are going to experience that you would never be able to experience in the big city. So go look for the small things.
And we don't talk about it a ton here, but that's what travel nursing and that lifestyle affords you, is the opportunity to go out for a day and find things like this.
Absolutely.
That you would never think that you would find.
Yeah.
Inspired by the adventures of our nurses, therapists, and techs, A Beer with Atlas is the only healthcare traveling, craft beer drinking podcast. Each week, we'll open a few beers, talk about the brewery and the style of beer, and then dive into some research curated specifically for each episode. In the end, we hope each one sounds like a conversation you'd have with your friends while enjoying a few cold ones.
Welcome to another episode of A Beer with Atlas. I'm Rich.
I'm Brian.
I'm Dolan.
And special guest this week, Terry Schrank is with us. Terry, where did you brought us some beers. Mm-hmm. You brought us a lot of beer.
No one's brought growlers.
Those are giant.
Yeah.
64 fluid ounces each.
Oh, yeah.
And we got 2 of them.
Can't wait.
How much do you think we drink here, Terry?
I don't know, but that was a college night for me back when I was in college, so...
Nice.
Terry, introduce yourself for us, please.
I'm Terry Schrank. I actually went to visit a friend up in Hendricks, South Dakota, or Minnesota, which is there across the border.
Right there, yeah.
Yeah. So it was a visit, and I was like, you know what? They have a little brewery here. Let's go take a look and see what they have. And I reached out to Dolan and said, you guys want me to bring some of this stuff back and we try it out? It's a very small town, so that's about the only thing I could do up there was check out the brewery.
I'm going to tell you how small this town is. Do you have any research on this town?
A little.
So I'll skip ahead to where I normally end up, right, at the TripAdvisor at the end.
Sure.
TripAdvisor said this is the number one thing to do in Hendricks, Minnesota. Out of one thing to do. It's number one out of one.
At least it got ranked.
There's nothing else. I guess there's a lake.
Yes.
Maybe?
I found a couple other things to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's from Bank Brewing Company, our very own Aaron Daly's hometown.
That's right.
He grew up there, I guess.
Yep.
Located at 2158 North Main Street. Closed Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Wait, what?
Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday closed?
Closed. Yeah.
That's more than half the week.
Yeah. Sure is, bro.
And then only open 5:30 to 10 on Thursday and 4 to 10 Friday and Saturday.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not their main gig.
I guess not.
No.
Well, I could tell you one thing that the people do is they'll go and have a couple of drinks at the bank, and then they go down the street to the regular bar. So this is one of the things that they do on the Friday and Saturdays. They have they start their day or their evening at the bank.
At the bank. Do
And
they call it the bank?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's in an old bank building.
It is.
The tap room. Yeah.
And the pictures are beautiful.
Yeah.
The pictures look amazing.
Yeah, it's like really rustic and old wood, and it's pretty nice little location. Pretty small though.
It's called the Little Town by the Lake. That's the actual like little tagline.
I think there's a few lakes in Minnesota.
I think there's like maybe 4 or 5.
Yeah.
All right. Before we get any deeper, let's open one of these. What do we have? I don't even know what we have.
Well, there's an IPA I can see, and then there's a mystery beer, maybe a sour one. He says.
So what do you want to drink first then?
This one is the cherry sour, and then that one is called the Money IPA. I thought of you.
Money IPA.
Yes.
It's money.
Look, I'll drink anything, quite honestly. So let's open the IPA.
You might
first.
not finish everything, but you'll try it at least. Oyster
Look,
stout.
if they're making it with oysters, I finished that.
You didn't go back for seconds like I did, though.
I had weird burps.
Oh, dude, that was
I had
bad.
weird burps.
My tummy hurt.
That's for sure.
Oysters. Okay, Money, you ready for some of this information I got for you?
Hit me.
The actual production facility opened in 2014 in the old creamery building.
Oh.
So it was across the street from the bank, and that's why they, I guess, gave it the name, because they could see it.
Okay.
From what Aaron Daly told me, they had kind of like a mug club society situation up there.
Of course.
But in town, I think I wrote down the last numbers I could find in 2010. The census said there were 713 people. That was after Aaron left. So, but they had a club there that you could, let's say it's $100, and then you get bottles of beer and prices, money off your taps and stuff like that. Which seems crazy to me, and it's a town that small that has something like that. But they had that, and Aaron was a member of that, surprisingly. So he would have to go back, I think, visit his dad.
I am shocked.
And then, bring back tons of Bank beer.
I did not know. Oh, here it is. Okay, I finally found it on Untapped. Not that we're going to do Untapped right now, but I couldn't find it before.
That's almost got a little West Coasty flavor to it.
It smells like it. It smells a little juicy, though.
Yeah. Here's their tap list. Now, I was telling these guys earlier, the website hasn't really been updated that I could tell since it was built. So I don't know how accurate this is, but they have Hop Bandit on tap.
I like that logo.
Mm-hmm. They have the Hop Lab, which is pink. So Hop Lab is their rotating IPA series.
Yep.
So they do a different hop each time, and each time they do a different one, they give it a different color. So when they were really starting cranking those out, maybe 5 years ago, Aaron would get those a bunch, and they had one that just the hop itself, I don't remember what it was called. I think it was an Australian hop, but it tastes like strawberries. It was so good. It was like one of the best IPAs I've had.
Wow.
It was super tasty. Into the Black.
This is the black IPA he talks about.
This is the legendary, so good. Because nobody makes black IPAs. Right. You can hardly find them.
Right.
And he would bring back a bomber, like a big one, like a Magnum bomber. It was like $10. And it was just dark and roasty and so good.
What?
And then they stopped bottling it.
Oh.
And then it was only on tap. I think it says on tap here, but I don't know how accurate that is. Overdraft is one of the beers that they have, which is a sour, which is what they said it was, but...
Is that what this is, Terry?
Yes.
Okay.
I like the beer tie-in with the bank, so that's Overdraft, right?
Yeah.
They have one Smoke Bomb. They have one called Pocket Change IPA, and then a Raspberry Sour Bomb. So that's kind of their theme, is the word bomb for some reason. Another one of their beer tie-in names, Foreclosure. This is a barley wine, 12%er. It's in their recession-proof series.
Terry, you just had a couple barley wines, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah.
Last week. They were
How did you
pretty good.
feel about the barley wine?
The local one I really liked a lot.
Cross-strain.
Cross-strains one,
Yeah,
yeah.
it kind of had like a whiskey kind of finish to it. A
little bit.
But it was good. I liked that one a little bit more than the other one that we had from California.
The Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Sierra Nevada.
Yep.
Bankruptcy is their stout.
Foreclosure, bankruptcy,
Yes.
overdraft. I see where they're going.
There's a common theme.
Yeah.
This one, 14%er, which is hefty.
14.
Yeah, it's aged in Wyoming whiskey barrel for a year,
Oh.
and then they were hand bottled. They only made 1,000 of them, so I don't know if you can get that. I'm guessing not. That looked like that was one of the updates to the website.
Interesting.
They have a beer that's called Wanted, and their logo is just like a wanted poster with a hop on it. It's a dry hop pale wheat, which I think Boulevard made one of those a couple years ago.
Oh,
They're
that's
pretty
interesting.
tasty.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Usually around 5.5–6%. And then Overdraft. It's their sour, kind of their standard sour beer, red. Usually tart, and I guess we're going to probably have that one next.
Yeah. Okay, here's Terry. Give me an idea of I know where these two guys stand on beers, right? Because what they like the most, or whatever. What's your go-to?
I like dark beers, or even like the hoppy kinds.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Dark
do-
like a stout, or you like
a stout.
ambers or like reds and
I like stouts as well as I do like a little bit of reds, but I'm more of a stout and like Guinness kind of guy.
oh, you and Brad would get along just fine.
the thicker
Roasty
kind of beer, yeah.
versus malty.
Kind of the
Probably.
coffee finish kind of. Yeah, I like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
All right.
That's 2 episodes in a row.
Right, with the coffee stout.
Coffee
we
stout,
should do
yeah.
more coffee stouts then.
They're hard to get. Not a lot of people make them.
That's true.
Here's 2 things to do if you don't want to go to the brewery. You ready for this?
Well, I would just go to the brewery, but
Well,
okay, go
You
ahead.
can do these, then go to the brewery.
Oh, okay. Or go to the brewery, then do these?
This is something that is, I know to be true from what Aaron has told me about the area geographically.
Mm-hmm.
They have this thing called the Buffalo Ridge. And because of the way it's situated, they get like 5 times the amount of snow as normal up there.
Snow.
And it's also, yes, and it's also super cold because of the way the wind blows and the way it's geographically built. It's like in this little tunnel. So one of the things they have is the Buffalo Ridge Wind Farm. It's one of the biggest in the United States. It's just windmills everywhere,
With the
right?
big windmills. Okay.
So this place alone offsets 1 billion pounds of carbon dioxide and 450,000 pounds of coal. So what is used up, this place replenishes just with the wind because it's so windy there.
Wow.
So we think we have wind. That's nothing.
Can you confirm
like
this?
that.
Yeah, there's windmills all over the place.
Is it very windy there then? I mean,
Yeah, it's windy, it's cold. Everything that he said is true. I actually had gotten up there and we had a snowstorm and got like 6 or 7 inches of snow within 24 hours.
wow.
So remember the other, I don't know, whenever it was negative 29 or whatever.
Yeah.
I was asking Aaron because I came in that day. I said, "How is it cold?" And he's like,
Yeah.
It's like he's had like negative 40 something like that
Ugh.
before. That's very common for him. Everything is plugged in up there, like cars and stuff like that. Like
Wow.
on the farm where he's from, it's like everything's frozen all the time.
No, that one negative 20 day was enough.
That was cold. The other thing you can do is go golfing. They have a 9-hole course.
There you go.
Aaron said it's a nice little public course.
And there's also a campground that has 25 spots. They have electric and water hookups, so you can do that. And then in 2014, they opened, around the same time the brewery was opened, this place called the Red Barn Theater, or theater, if you will.
Theater, that's how you call it. That's
It's a movie theater. First time they've had one in Hendricks since 1972.
Oh.
So the movie that they played that night was Night at the Museum, Secret of the Tomb, which is Night at the Museum 2.
Yeah.
For those who don't know. And 230 of these 713 people went opening night to check out the movie. So
It'd have been really easy to rob someone's house that night. then,
Would have
maybe.
been.
I mean, no one,
So-
half of the population is at the theater.
theater.
The theater.
Theater, checking out
Theater.
movies. So that's what you can do besides the brewery, I guess.
I wrote down a few fun things about the town too. The post office has been in operation since 1884.
That's cool.
That's ridiculous.
Wow.
Yeah, probably the same size.
The town, and this is fascinating, and I went and actually talked to Aaron about this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you got to help me with this, because this is going back to my old journalism days. The town is named after Thomas A. Hendricks, the 21st Vice President of the United States.
Yeah.
He was Grover Cleveland's Vice President.
Sure.
There is no tie to this guy back to Minnesota.
Huh. They just liked him.
They just liked him, I guess.
Wow.
So, lifelong Democrat. He ran for president 4 times
Yeah.
total. Finally got in. He was only Grover Cleveland's vice president. This happened at the end of his life. Mm-hmm. He died in office. He was only his vice president for 8 months. That's it. So this dude tried and tried and tried. Finally got to be vice president. Died.
That reminds me of William Jennings Bryan
Same.
situation. He ran for president like 4 times, but he never got to be the vice president. That's why all the hospitals in Lincoln are named Bryan.
So and this would have, and I wrote this down because this would have caused what we just came out of. Obviously, it would have caused enormous controversy. He lost. He was Rutherford B. Hayes, vice presidential candidate. I'm sorry. No. Samuel Tilden's vice presidential candidate in 1876. They won the popular vote, but Tilden, Hendricks lost the election by 1 electoral college vote.
They didn't burn the college down back then?
No, to Rutherford B. Hayes.
I would say, was it Samuel Tilden?
Samuel Tilden.
That's
yes.
the first time I've heard that name.
No, I had never heard either. They lost by 1 electoral college vote. Could you imagine if that happened now?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I
Be a
can
recount.
There'd be recounts until the cows came home. There'd be recounts all day long. You getting the sour already?
Yeah, I had to jump ahead.
Digging into it.
I'm going to tell you right now, I didn't necessarily like the first drink.
Yeah.
I really like it now. Mm-hmm. It mellowed out super nice. It's very hoppy, like almost like a mountain IPA.
Yes, it is similar to that.
Very
Yeah,
similar.
yeah.
We're going to get into this one. Now, it already looks... When I first started pouring it, it didn't look that red, but it's looked very coppery color.
This is the sour.
Yes. It's tart up front, I will say. It's not...
Smells pretty tart.
It almost smells like a liquor to me.
cherry liqueur. It's very drinkable. It's got
very.
right up front it's tart, but other than that it's not.
The fruit comes through. Yeah.
So a little sweetness, but not much.
I see you going for a bonus beer, maybe.
I have one.
But we got to do something first, though.
Yeah.
Because there's some magic with this one, though, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Right? Terry, tell us about the magic on this one.
So when I went in, they said, well, this beer is pretty sour. So she said, what we do is we put a half a shot of this in there.
Oh boy, energy drinks.
Of
Yes.
Monster.
So it's like a
Blue Monster energy
What's
drink.
that drink? What's the booze drink people do with
Bombs.
energy drinks? Yeah.
Yeah, like
So-
a
Like a Vegas bomb.
Yeah.
What made me think about that was the two sours that you
bomb,
talked about.
yeah.
They said a bomb at the end of it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what
Aha. I'm this one getting surprised today. I like it.
I'm going
Yeah.
to tell you what, though. That by itself is
Yeah.
a good sour.
Yeah.
That is a really good sour.
This would be an awesome entry sour because it's got everything you want, but it's not so sour that you can't drink it. Like you're not going to get a stomach ache drinking this.
Look at the color, though.
Yeah.
That is an amber ale color.
All right, let's see what happens.
So you just got to do a little shot of it in there? Is
Yeah.
that the,
Yeah.
just a little shot?
The other sour I tried there, they actually put it in there. And it changed. It was really sour, and it changed it to like a sweet tart taste.
Oh, interesting.
It smells good.
So Hendricks native Aaron Daly said,
Ooh.
if I got to put a Monster drink in my beer, I'm not drinking it.
Yeah.
Like, you are a beer snob. Get over yourself.
Yeah. It's a trick. It's fun.
Is it?
It changed the flavor 1,000%.
Yeah,
It changed the smell 1,000%.
And the color, it wiped away all that red
and then the finish is a lot different.
just for a little
But
bit.
100%. It tastes like, it smells like sweet tarts.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it a lot. That's awesome.
My goodness.
Trickery. Sorcery. I love
I
it.
guess if the brewery says to do it,
You can do it.
you can do
That's
it.
like when we drank that long time ago when we drank that Shiner beer on
Yeah.
ice.
Yeah.
That's because the website told me to.
Yes.
Remember that?
Yes. The Christmas beer, right?
Yeah.
Make the peaches and the walnuts come out more.
That's good.
Okay, I like that separately, but I like it plain better. But it's just so different. It's not even the same thing.
It's like two completely separate beers.
yeah. Now,
Completely different.
now I'm hyped up. Yeah.
Energy drink.
Good. That's good because that way we can get through this. I wrote down. You're close when I talked about banks.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, Googled a list. I wrote down some of the most popular ever bank heist movies. So we can talk about
Oh,
this.
fantastic.
So number one is Heat. Everybody says
Love
number
it.
one, right?
Hands down, without a doubt. Yes.
Pacino, classic,
Oh,
right?
Yes.
Number two, Die Hard with a Vengeance. I
That's
don't
the one in
remember
New
that.
York.
Yeah, I don't
With
really remember
Samuel
that one
Jackson.
Yeah.
being a bank heist movie, but I guess it was.
Yeah, they went underneath the street and
To
ripped
dig
off all the
yeah.
gold.
Yes.
So that was that.
Okay. Okay.
Point Break
Yeah.
for us '90s kids, and then there was a remake. You don't have to watch that.
No.
But Keanu, Patrick Swayze,
Yeah, that was good.
Yep.
President Masks,
President Mask.
awesome.
Yep.
This was my personal favorite, The Town,
Yeah. That's a good
directed
one.
by Ben Affleck.
Yes.
Great movie.
Yeah.
Super underrated.
Isn't it even in Fenway, right? Don't they shoot a little bit in
Fantastic.
Fenway?
Oh, yes.
I watch it every time it's on TV, actually.
Yes.
It's one of those stop ones.
This one I threw in because it's not a heist, but when I was, I'm a Disney kid. Grew up on the Disney Channel. So when I thought of banks, I thought of Mary Poppins. There's a run on the bank. You remember that?
Oh, yeah.
They're trying to take the kid's his little monies, and he wants to feed the birds, and the dad's like, "That's bullshit. Give me that coin, that
Well,
copper. Put it in here."
They didn't say that in
It was in British. I couldn't understand. But So then
This is
he
what
says
happens
no.
when Brian drinks too much energy drinks.
I know. I guess
It's nothing to do with beer.
get fired up. So he runs away, and then that causes a run on the bank. And yeah, so that was the first time I ever, because that was actually back when banks had to keep the money in the bank.
Right.
So there's that one. The Dark Knight. The opening scene.
That was a bank
yeah.
heist.
Dude,
Yeah.
that's like some of the best ever,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
The whole, and then the reveal when he's the Joker is under one of the. Oh,
Yes.
come on now, that's good.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, without a doubt. That's, yes.
The Lady Killers.
Like,
Tom Hanks,
yeah.
2004. It's a remake.
it's a remake of like a 70s, wasn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah.
Didn't go over well. Didn't make any money. I think one of the Wayans brothers was in it.
Tom Hanks, very like Southern gentleman guy.
He's basically Colonel Sanders
Yes.
in this movie. And they're trying to take over this lady's house who's next to the bank so they can drill through her house to get into the vault and steal the money. That's like the theory of the movie. And then the last one I wrote down was just one called The Killing, which is a classic. It was Stanley Kubrick's first movie.
Oh.
It's a bank heist movie. It's in black and white. And as all good bank heist movies have, it's somebody's in a mask. But it's one that I've seen before. Kind of is more like a noir style film.
Yeah.
Very good. If you ever get a chance to see it, check it out.
Like before Clockwork Orange.
Oh, yeah.
Early, really?
Yeah, this is like
Oh, wow.
this is like late 50s, early 60s. So that's the old school. So that was just a few. There's a whole bunch of other ones. I thought Reservoir Dogs, but that was a diamond movie. It was like a jewelry store robbery.
That's right. Yeah.
So Tarantino's never really done a bank heist. He's always done other kinds of heists.
We had
Jackie
something
Brown.
with John Dillinger.
There was that one that Johnny Depp did.
Oh,
remember
the,
that movie?
Public Enemy.
Mm-hmm. That wasn't bad.
Wasn't Jackie Brown
Kind of a bank heist.
kind of?
Smoke bomb.
You've got a
Bonus beer.
That's the
from
black
Bank.
IPA, right?
This is just a smoked beer.
Smoked beer.
Yeah.
So I think this is the first time in our history where the bonus beer is actually from the same brewery.
I know.
Yeah.
Wow.
I dug the beer out of the cellar. I dug my hat out of the closet. I came full-fledged Bank Brewing today.
Wow.
I'm gonna tell you right now. So far, 2 for 2, 3 for 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If you count the monster
Yes.
weirdness,
We're going to.
I might
if you can
I
untap
might
that.
pour another one of those with the monster.
Oh, I will too.
I really liked it.
That's my going back to my desk and working beer.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Keeps you awake.
Time can only make this glow. This firestone.
Before I pour
Totally
this,
would.
before I pour this, just smell it.
Smell it?
Just smell it.
It smells like campfire.
Yeah.
How is that even possible?
I can tell you. Let's pour
That's
this
so.
in here.
It smells like your jacket the next day after you've been
Yep.
hammered at a campfire.
It almost,
all night.
if you just smell it quickly, it almost smells like bacon.
A little bit.
And one of the 3 things to do there is camp, right?
Yes.
Wow.
Maybe
I
there's
mean, it
something
comes
to
full
that.
circle.
Dude, these guys are dialed in.
Yeah. That's
yeah.
smoke
Isn't
bomb.
that weird?
So I got this
Dolan's got a look on his face.
from Aaron Daly, of course.
It was like
Yeah.
campfire bacon. It's like breakfast when in the morning when
Yeah.
you're camping, you know?
Hair of the dog.
So Daly gave you this beer? Is that how
I got it from him, yeah. And I've been keeping it for a while. But this is the size of beers that they did for that like hop lab one I was talking about with the different hops. Mm-hmm. The Into the Black is a bigger bottle than this. So this is their like smaller version. But this is their smoke bomb. So a real smoked beer is called a Roush Beer, right?
Roush.
Yes, that's a German style of beer. There's 2 ways you can make a smoked beer. You can either smoke like the grain or the malt,
Okay.
or you can smoke the actual beer. Once it's done, you put it over actual fire and smoke it. There's a brewery that does that, Roquefort. That's how they make it.
Yes.
But most places, it's like they smoke the peat. They smoke the stuff that makes the beer itself.
That face was probably the most interesting. What was that face? What was that?
It's just a little different. I mean, I like it.
It tastes like a smoked. It just tastes like your first drink is smoky, and then it tastes like a brown to me.
It's liquid beef jerky.
I would cook with this.
Yeah.
Yes.
This would go good on a chili.
Yeah.
or something like that, or braising like with some like a steak or something even.
Braise like short ribs
Yeah.
or
I would cook
yeah.
with this, definitely. And leave the smoke, some people use liquid smoke.
Yeah.
Leave all that out and just cook with this.
I like their label. I mean, their little. So this is their bomb. They have their sour bomb. It looks just like this as well. But then it has a little map of where Hendricks is, so you can see like really how close it is to the border of South Dakota.
it's not that far.
8 miles.
Yeah. I mean, how far from Omaha? We're talking 4.5 hours.
Depends on my speed.
Okay. Well,
You know, don't get them in trouble, but
Probably about 3.5 hours because
Okay.
once you get to South Dakota, you can go 80 miles an hour.
yes.
yeah. And then the wind pushes you the rest of the way. You're not even on the road.
Right past those windmills.
Yep. So this is our first smoked beer.
It is our first smoked beer.
Yeah.
Wow.
What do we
You know
think?
what? Here's what's interesting. So you give it the sour 3 drinks, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you got to go 3 times. The third one mellows out so nicely that it really is. There's like almost a bacon finish to it, kind
Yeah.
of.
It's different. I bet you that's exactly what they do in that area is they take this beer and then they just smoke everything with it.
Could be.
Oh, I
Cook
bet.
with it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Pour that in the pan in your smoker.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Or
that I've had this in the cellar for a long time.
reduce it down and then use it like as a
baster.
at the base at the
Yeah.
end, right? Yeah, to baste it at the end. Especially on beef. Like I think it would overpower pork too much.
Yep.
But on beef, holy cow.
I think you're right.
Yeah, without a doubt.
But yeah, so when I knew we were doing other beers, and I was like hoping he didn't have a growler of this one sitting around. So I pulled the trigger.
I
That's
don't know if I
definitely
could do a
4
whole
for 4.
growler of that, though.
No.
No. But it's so unique and different that
I mean, there's not a lot of places making this kind of beer.
No.
There's a couple, but I don't think they're mass produced. Like I couldn't tell you one brewery that makes one you could go buy right now, like at the store.
they actually it's referred to as smoldering, which I could definitely see that.
yeah.
Along with the darkest roasted malt, black patent.
I mean, that's what they're all about up there, as far as with their stout that they have. That black IPA and this one for sure. They're dark and roasty. Keeps you warm up in the cold Minnesota.
You know the guy that sits in the smoke around the campfire? This beer is for him.
There always is that one guy too.
Yes.
Yeah.
At the fire pit. It just sits in there and you don't care.
I have a friend like that. He's like, doesn't the smoke bother you? He's just
No.
like, nope.
Yeah.
Hey, whatever.
One time I sat next to a smoke pit, like a fire pit like that, and we were having, a few drinks, and guy melted his shoes to the fire pit ring.
Oh.
He had them too close. They got hot.
It's clearly too close.
And then it cooled off, and he had to take his shoe off to get up because it was a piece of the. Yeah, we did that in Wabaunsee, Iowa.
Time can only make this glow. This firestone.
So I did the TripAdvisor already, 4.5 out of 5 on
Because there was one.
There's like 6
Okay.
reviews or whatever. Here was one of them. This is unique is an understatement, and I'm so glad that I clipped this one out because I just anticipated, based on what I'd seen so far. So this is 5 out of 5. Unique is an understatement. Be prepared for some really good locally brewed beers. Parentheses, yes, plural. Served in a down-home atmosphere, elbow to elbow with a local mechanic, farmer, teacher, and/or road tripper. Re-renovated bank building serves as a tap room for the local brewery, which is housed next door to a repurposed creamery. Awesome ambiance.
Yeah.
In a town of 700.
I always think it's kind of fun when you have these breweries that are in a small town, because then you really are having like farmers as your main folks. Like there's one in Ord, Nebraska, and every Friday night they have a potluck dinner, and everybody comes and brings their food, and they drink beers and eat dinner together, and that's the thing you do in Ord, Nebraska on a Friday night.
You checked this beer. No, I'm sorry. Aaron Daly checked this beer in.
Which one?
Smoke Bomb.
Yeah,
In
I've never had it.
2015.
Okay. Wow.
And in his beer snobbiness,
He actually checked it in, which surprises me.
which is surprising, in his beer snobbiness, he only gave it a 3.5.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess
I don't think he's ever given a 5. No.
he is such a beer snob.
Yeah, he is.
He's not here to defend himself, and that's why we can talk about it.
It's all right. I learned from him.
All right, so let's check these two. Money IPA first. Let's go with that one.
We're going to have more of these, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I didn't want to have to decide totally right
In
away.
the end, no one wants to sit around and just like listen to us drink.
No.
We
We
can
can
still-
do that off mic, I guess.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Money IPA, 635 check-ins. Not very many. Small. I mean, there's no distribution to this place.
No.
So 635. You're going there. You're deliberate about what you're
Yes.
doing.
Well, it's you said the one thing to do.
What's the closest like bigger town?
Marshall, Minnesota, and Brookings, South Dakota.
Brookings. yeah.
Brookings. Okay.
Marshall's, they're both about 20 miles away.
And even
Brookings is a college town, right?
Yeah, South Dakota State.
So there's probably
Oh.
some beer people going out.
Okay.
They have
trying
some
out.
smaller. Excuse me. They have some smaller communities that people come in. You might have towns that are about 10, 15 miles away. They all come into town too. That's where you're starting to see some of their other business come in also.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
just not.
Is it easy to
Hendricks.
get in and out? I mean, as small towns go.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a highway that I don't know which one it is. Highway 75 is 4 or 5 miles away.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Money IPA, 635 check-ins. Where do you think we land?
3.67.
I'm gonna go 363.
3.5.
3.90.
Oh wow.
Really
Snap.
high.
Snap.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot.
I'd go 4.
Yeah,
I
I'd
think
probably
it's-
go 375, 4.
It's the nicest mix I think we've had between like mountain style versus West Coast.
Yeah.
So
I
yeah.
had the aroma, the hop aroma that I like. Mm-hmm. I'm going to probably have another one of those.
Oh, I
Yeah.
went. For
I mean,
more-
there's a little bit left.
I went for more of the sour, quite honestly.
I see that.
That base sour, I like what it does with the monster, but that base sour right there is pretty damn good.
Yeah. No, they don't mess around up there. That's if Aaron Daly drinks it and brings it, it's going to be good. So
Right.
I'm glad you found it. It surprised me that when I heard we were doing Bank, I was like, "What? How does anybody know about this?"
Dolan texts me it was a weekend, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, "Hey,
Yeah.
Terry's up there. He's gonna get some beers or whatever." I'm like, "Yes."
Yeah.
I don't even know what it is, but yes, we'll take it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So we'll do Smoke Bomb next. Let's see.
Okay.
Okay.
Just because that's interesting.
I bet you-
592 check-ins.
Oh, really?
Not much.
But this is on tap there. Like you can get this on tap right now. Allegedly on their website. I don't know, but
That's an experience beer, though. Like that's
would think so.
different. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I don't know that I would want a big old pint of it,
No.
No.
but it's fun to try.
It'd be all right in a flight, if you're getting
Yeah.
a taster of it.
Well, it's kind of what we did today.
Yeah.
You get a little coffee adjunct maybe to it.
That
I don't know. All right. 592. What do you think?
That's so small.
It's not big.
3.58.
3.31.
3.2.
3.54.
Close.
So
Wow.
close.
Close.
But I think you're drinking. If you order a smoked beer, you know what you're getting into.
Yes.
Do they have food there?
No.
No. Okay.
Trucks, food truck, anything.
There's another bar a few doors down that
Okay.
they serve food at.
Okay.
How big is the tap room? Like, are we talking 20 people? Are we talking?
You're talking the size of the room that we're in right now,
Oh wow.
Oh.
Yeah.
including the bar.
So it was a small bank then. I mean,
Yeah.
it wasn't very big.
And then there was another door, and then it looked like that would be where the vault room was.
Wow.
I wonder what's in the vault.
That kind of history is fascinating to me. Like that's with
Yeah.
the big. Does it have the big like on there?
It must.
Like it has the big door on it, like the big bank door.
I can't necessarily remember that.
I mean,
Well,
I was at the tap.
There you go. There you go.
he did visit. I would guess so, just because it's right on the logo. Like, I bet you it's
oh,
there.
I'd assume so. Awesome. I think okay. So you've got to be driving through there in order to stop. But this is one of those places that you will not be sad if you go out of your
the guy
way.
that opened it, he said he wanted it to be a destination brewery, which I guess it kind of is. If
Yeah.
you're going to town, this is where you're going. So
I mean, and if you're that small town, Hendricks,
You still
Yeah,
you can't
Minnesota.
bank there, Dolan.
No, I'm just saying if it's bringing people into the small town and keeping things going, like that's a good thing. That's a good.
well, it's been around for 7, almost 8 years now. So
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, that seems to be that they've made it, which is good.
That's so strange how it changes the flavor.
Oh, with the energy
much.
drink.
And I didn't even put that much in. I just wanted,
Yeah.
let's just put a tiny bit in
Yeah.
and see. And it instantly it's something different.
She told me, she said, you got to do it with this. So try it this way. And then she said, put this monster drink in. She even had me take a picture of it because she was going to send me with a can.
Right.
And I said, oh, it's going to be about a week or so. So she said, no, just take a picture of this, and this is what you get, and this is what you put in there. This is the best
Wow.
energy drink for it.
That's so bizarre.
That's like when I went to Kincaidor, like out west,
Western Nebraska,
and
yeah.
they were making they had the jalapeno beer that they do, but then they also had a mead, and they half and halved it,
Oh.
and
Yeah.
it was so good. It tasted
Really?
like pepper jelly when you have cream cheese. It tasted like that, and that was at the brewery, and they're like, "This is how you do it." So I went back home and bought a bunch of mead and with my crowlers that I made from there. And
And here's the thing, like we make fun of, we have historically on this show made fun of like milkshake IPAs and bullshit like that or whatever. But if small towns are with when you're sitting next to the farmer and the rancher or whatever, and they're doing this,
yeah,
that,
plus it tastes good. You
There's
can't
something
you can't
to
deny
it,
it tastes
right?
good.
It was like you melted a popsicle in it or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's
it was
so
good.
And the funny thing was, I heard one guy giving him feedback. Well, this one's a little bit too hoppy, and he's wearing overalls and everything like this.
What? What do you know about hops? That's cool. I like it.
Sophistication.
I guess.
It is Minnesota. I mean, it is Minnesota.
That's true.
Yeah, I guess.
I can imagine, like, when I was a kid on the farm, when my grandparents, the closest town that we would go to, there's maybe like 200 people, right? But there's 2 bars.
Yeah.
And he would always go to the bar at the bottom of the hill. He didn't go to the top. That was a hoity-toity bar at the top. So he went to the bottom.
Yep.
And I cannot imagine my grandpa rolling in with his key overalls being like, you know what? I need a East Coast IPA. This one's too hot.
Too much.
No way. No way.
Could you mix some monster drink in
Yeah,
there?
throw some Monster Energy drink in there as he pulls his red man out.
The blue one.
Oh, you got green? No, I don't want that. I don't want that.
We've come a long way.
I guess so.
Yeah, I'm kind of picturing it. Maybe he parked his combine outside.
Yeah.
Yep.
He drove his, the four-wheeler or the
Now
gator.
that you say that, it's kind of accurate because the elevator was next to the bar.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
when
really?
you drop off your load of grain, you'd walk over to the bar and
There
have
you
Walk
go.
over there and have a beer.
Budweiser mostly.
I guess.
Yep. This town.
You're never going to find places like this if you don't get out and explore.
For sure.
Absolutely. I
right?
mean, I'd never in my life thought I'd be in Hendricks, South Dakota. And I even lived in Watertown for a while, South Dakota, Hendricks, Minnesota, sorry. But I never thought I'd be in Hendricks, Minnesota in my lifetime.
Drinking
So,
beer in an old bank.
Yep.
Yeah.
But this unique of beer, though, that's what
Yeah.
that's what is shocking to me is how unique this is.
Yeah.
And one thing you can look at, Rich, is, man, go find the small things. A small town may have something that you are going to experience that you would never be able to experience in the big city. So go look
yeah.
for the small things.
And we don't talk about it a ton here, but that's what travel nursing and that lifestyle affords you, is the opportunity to go out for a day and find things like this
Absolutely.
that you would never think that you would find.
Yeah.
Brian's going to drink every bit of the IPA. That's
Well, not all, but a little bit of
I'm going to go for that one next.
Yeah.
So.
I might try a little bit of that one again.
We got a lot of beer to drink, so fellas, we're not going anywhere for a
We're,
while.
we're going to drink some growlers.
Thank you for listening to A Beer with Atlas. Special thanks to our brand team for producing the show. Each episode of A Beer with Atlas is powered by Atlas MedStaff, an industry leader in travel healthcare staffing.